Hello, this is Lisa Steinberg from Sorry Constellation Magazine. Thank you so much for your time today, Nina.
No problem. Hi.
Oh my gosh, I'm last name is Steinberg. I'm Jewish, and so this was such a resonating film for me. I can only imagine what it was like, for you all to coming together to make it. What was it, if you can describe, how it was for you all, meaningful and the spirit that got kind of passed around and shared on this project?
Yeah, it was really, really great. I grew up in New York City, so I grew up with a lot of Jewish culture. But I never went to summer camp. And just showing up and being around everybody was really magical because people, it's like all different backgrounds. I'm half Jewish and half Guatemalan. So there were some people there who were mixed just like me. And I feel like it's kind of rare to run into those people like outside. So it was really cool to just kind of connect on a bunch of different levels and learn about other people's like cultures and how they grew up. And yeah, it was fun.
I know that obviously that there's so many, Jewish rites of passage, for men there's the, males there's the bris, of course.
Yeah.
Then you have like Hebrew school and you have your bar bat mitzvah and of course summer camp is also
Yeah.
a staple. I personally didn't go to summer camp myself, but I did go to Hebrew school and I
Yeah.
went to Hebrew high school. So I feel like, watching the film, it's a little bit of this essence, a little bit of that essence to came together for me.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I mean, I also like oddly, I grew up, I actually didn't go to Hebrew school and I was never bat mitzvahed, but I went to a whole bunch. So I grew up quite like secular where we would celebrate the holidays and like do the customs, but we didn't really go to temple, but it was really cool entering this camp and learning about how everybody grew up because some people grew up just like me and others grew up more in it, and yeah, it was cool to just be around all that.
There's a whole like camp culture, like a subsect of Jewish camp culture that I didn't experience, and obviously, like
Yeah,
you didn't experience, but it's like this whole bubble.
it was so cool. And what was wild was a lot of people I went to high school with actually went to Camp Tel Yehuda, which is where we shot.
Um,
So a lot of the scenes, there's like this big like gym area and it has plaques all over it. And we'd be shooting and I'd be like, ah, oh, there's Sam, there's Kayla. Like it was really kind of wild seeing like people I grew up with and getting to kind of experience their experience, but with like cameras and a script. But it felt the same. We were living on the campsite while we were shooting. So it was really immersive. And I had just come off of another immersive project. So I was like in it. It was great.
well, getting to the core of the film itself, and when you first kind of read the breakdown for your character and ultimately the script in totality itself, what kind of stood out to you, whether it was about your character arc or the tone or maybe the way that was specifically written?
Yeah, I related to Lindsay pretty right off the bat. I mean, I think a lot of us do. When we hit a certain age and our friend groups become a little rocky and you're trying to figure out who you are and where you're like connected with. And this is the first summer that Lindsay is showing up and she doesn't have her core people and she has to like kind of navigate it while acting like everything's fine. And I remember going through like exactly that in middle school and making the choice to like find a new friend group and how scary and nerve wracking it was to just like even open up to new people and want to be around new people because you're gripping onto the old sense of self. That really spoke to me when I read it for the first time, and it was cool to get to kind of heal those parts of me through Lindsay because I think yeah by the end of the movie she's finally having a lot of fun.
It does give like evokes this like coming of age, like all these like great coming of age themes in certain
Yeah,
different ways, and that's what I really also gravitated towards when watching the film as well. And it's not just a Jewish experience; it's a girl boy like coming of
for
age, young
sure.
adult second, kind of experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, it's cool to just meet everybody and just do it.
The film does have such really wonderful writing, production, and of course, direction by Rachel Israel. And I wanted to ask you, what kind of impressed you, or what did you kind of learn from being, a part of the film, and the whole the back of end of it in a sense.
Yeah, she was amazing. And she was really easy to collaborate with and talk to, and we would really get into the like nitty gritty of each scene, and that was really helpful and can sometimes be rare uh, on sets, especially when you don't have a lot of time and you don't have a lot of money. So I really felt like she had a hands-on experience, and I learned quite a lot from her, as well as like the entire ensemble of people. It was really magical learning from all of them too, and just yeah, just having fun and kind of yeah, having fun.
I was gonna say also, I mean, like, yeah, you're talking about like the core of the cast as well. I mean, you've got Jackie Tone and Nia Cash, and there's Jonathan Silverman and Seth Green, who is like, of course, an icon in himself, and
Of course.
great comedy that also is balanced within this coming of age at the same time too, and kind of who better also Seth to have that. And there's Jonathan Silverman, who like his movies, are
Yeah,
such and have had such an impact on my sense as a young Jewish person as
yeah,
well.
yeah. It would like I feel like every time there was a cast announcement, we were like, oh, sick. Like, okay, like this is gonna be really fun. Like, yeah, Seth and Jonathan made it super fun. Jackie is so great in this and just such a fun human to just be around. Um, but then so were like my floaters. We all really bonded, and Jake Ryan is amazing in this, and his he like there's a whole other movie of Jake Ryan ad libs out there that we're all hoping to get a cut of, because we would just like we couldn't get through some scenes because of just like dying of laughter because he would just come out with something. So yeah, it was great.
There are these great, wonderful comedy beats that we get to see within the film. And I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of how you all and maybe the cast together kind of crafted those, or maybe individually these great beats of comedy when it comes to your delivery, because there is this great chemistry, but there's also this great connection, but there's the funny mixed, hand in hand with this heart and humor that goes
Yeah,
together.
I think what really helped was we were all basically living right next to each other. We would share a hallway, and we would all have different like there were 6 bedrooms and then a shared hallway, shared communal space. And every night we would just hang out and like laugh until like 3 a.m. and go out, go to a bar, do karaoke. Like it like we really bonded with yeah, it was really cool.
We touched a little bit upon it before, but the location, the summer camp, Camp David or Camp David, is sort of feels like a character in itself. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about how that really has a part that it plays in the film just as much as the larger cast we see too.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think because of how immersive it was, it really played like a role for all of us. Like we were on a summer camp kind of in the middle of nowhere. Not saying that like Berryville's the middle of nowhere, but like no Uber, no Uber Eats. So like we would finish late and have to like find like a diner like 20 miles away to like go find like a snack. Um, I feel like Camp David, yeah, plays a huge role in this film. Our set deck was incredible and turned it into this magical place. Um, and yeah, just got to the core of it. It was hard not to feel like you were at summer camp.
As a final question, what do you kind of hope lingers or fans and audiences take away from watching the film? Know it's going to be premiering here shortly at Bentonville Film Festival.
Yeah, I just hope that they, I don't know, see themselves in it and kind of can feel that nostalgia of what their youth was kind of like, and like in those times, in those moments. And that like, I think the movie really does a good job at showing all types of Jewish culture. And I think, yeah, taking that away from it too.